I would say it is our mission. We identify it as evolution of the global financial system. Many years back, we decided that our mission should be exactly evolving this financial system, the global financial system, in order to help ordinary people in developing countries to get better access to financial services, to get treated properly when it comes about debt collection, to make in a more fair way than it happens right now. So having this mission and vision and our key values as our person, to see a person with every client, every investor, with every customer in debt that we are dealing with every employee. So it is a human approach when it comes about NPL management and debt collection business. Second thing is that we were always very innovative. We were pioneers in developing and implementing new technologies in every market of our presence. And this all has helped us to be the most efficient on every market, and efficiency is our key value as well. So all these three values has brought us a trust of our clients, of our investors, of our employees that stay with us more than 10 years or more than 20 years, some of them. And for sure, a mission, a vision, key values, and a team that we has found that did share with us all these values and the mission has helped us to define a proper strategy of expanding into different regions of the world, and to find out the best way how to start the business in every new market in each particular country, and how to make it really efficient. So I believe all this one is a key to make a sustainable business for more than 30 years. I would say there are several different questions. The current policy of the US president is the thing that we didn't expect and predict, so we don't really know yet how would it work for different countries. But what we already can see that inflation rate is growing, so interest rate is growing in most of the countries. So basically that means that ordinary people, they have less money for their regular expenses. So, and in this case, the credit and consumer loans volume will only be growing, as well as non-performing loans ratio. I mean, less and less households will be able to pay their debts in time. So, and for us it is quite challenging as well, because from one point of view we will be seeing that a larger amount of cases of loans will be becoming overdue and getting in our work. From another point of view, we will see that every family has less money actually to pay, so we will need to negotiate more and to suggest more discounts, more different tools how to surpass the situation. And for us it also would mean, from the other point of view, that increasing cost on doing our business. So in this case we would prefer to use more advanced technologies like artificial intelligent voice bots, chat bots, more analytical tools for working with big data, more careful approaches when we try to reach our customers in that, I mean, omni-channel platforms and all this kind of stuff. Even right now we are working with one new vendor who is promising us to make a new CRM system that will include all the omni-channel tools and also analytical things. So it should help us a lot to decrease our costs while doing debt collection. And on the other part, we are working on how to manage it with ordinary people that are in debt while we are negotiating with them. Anyways, it is a future, I mean, robots and artificial intelligence, ChatGPT and other tools are still already with us, right? And it helps a lot to maybe replicate the workflow that we have. I mean, instead of increasing number of agents in the call center, as you mentioned, we would prefer to use more artificial intelligence voice bots and chat bots. And look, this is not only about cutting the cost, it's about also our human approach, because we definitely understand that these tools, artificial intelligence tools, they would never harass people or they wouldn't be shouting anytime, right? What could still happen with a human agent in a call center? So zero tolerance to complaints is our policy, right? And human approach, so it all has to be in there. So, and again, how do we react? We cut our costs by using these technologies, right? And secondly, we are looking for some other tools, how to negotiate with people in debt. And this is also another thing, you know, that like suggesting them flexible schedules for, let's say, 3-5 years installments instead of one-shot payment. So it also works in our case.
Mm-hmm.
I would say there are 3 of them, and the most populated region right now is Asia, right? And so we are actively working in this region. Also, we are looking for Latin America, including Mexico. So Mexico and Brazilian market are the biggest on the continent, and this also is a continent where we see huge opportunities because the population of the continent will be growing. And the third one is Africa. Actually, some experts predict that like they will double their population in the next like 20-25 years. So in this case, for sure, for us, it is even more interesting. We already started in Egypt, and we are looking for Nigeria and Kenya as new steps for us in African continent.
And do you have any, let's say, deadline when you would like to enter these new markets?
Look, we are pretty flexible in this case. You know, we are going for opportunities, and as you mentioned before, so there are some global changes in the economy. So we are not in a hurry. So when we offer any investment solution for our investors, we are thinking how to make it so that the risk will be very low. So in this case, we do not need to be in rush. First, we come to the new market, then we learn, we get an expertise on this market, we learn how to work with customers, we learn the regulation, we help our local regulators to build a proper communications, proper rules for debt collection, for example. And then we know how much we should spend for investing to NPL portfolio, how much we will spend on the process of collecting debts and to make a proper investment plan. So future is there, and we are not coming to every country for, let's say, 3 years and to get some high returns and to get back. We are coming to every country like to stay the next 30, 50, 100 years to develop the financial system in the country, to develop debt collection system in the country, to help them to work out legal collection that in a way how it works in Europe. So it is long-term process, and again, if there is anything changing, so we would prefer to slow down and to work to see how it works, rather than to be in a hurry to make investments and to finalize in a way that like we didn't manage it somehow. I believe there are 2 key factors. First one is that we in MBA Consult do proper things, right? It is again like going step by step, having clear mission, clear vision, really good values and good team members. So we do it step by step in a proper way, not being in a hurry. So that is why we really can evaluate portfolios very well. We can organize the most efficient process in the market. So that gives us very low risk model when it comes to the topic of investments in NPL portfolios. So when we do evaluation, we actually know already what amount we should be collecting during which period of time, how much cost it will be on our side, so we can predict our returns in a very proper way. So this is first thing. Second one is having like-minded people with the same values, with the same vision, like with R2P guys. So we are working all together for long years already, and even during last few years we purchased about 200 different portfolios in different parts of the world, and these total outstanding balance about 1.5 billion euro already. And each of these portfolios basically works with the same business model as I mentioned before. So proper evaluation, proper collection process, managing all these portfolios, and that is what helps us to make the investment process and returns on the way that we did predict in the beginning. So it's again about people and technologies and the processes and the values and the strategies. So it's kind of a mix of everything, right? Look, basically, we don't see really competitors that are working globally in this industry. It's a very tough operational business, and entering into each market could take you from 3, 5, 7 years before you really can learn on this one, can get good expertise and experience to be able to invest in NPL portfolios with low risk. So that is what makes us really different, because we have this long-term vision, we have this mission to evolve the financial system and to help ordinary people to get out of their debt issues. And again, it is a long-term strategy compared to the other companies that are thinking pretty short-term. When they hire a manager for a country to expand, it is usually about 1 or 2 or 3 years contract. So what they do is a little bit different, because they don't see themselves working, let's say, in Mexico or in Kenya for long term. And again, we're coming there not without limitation by timing, right? So differentiation is long-term vision and the mission and the team that we have. Because, look, we are the ones who has this experience and expertise to work in Europe, to get success in Asia, to get success in Latin America, in different parts of the world. And it is really tough, and we don't see the other examples on the market. Some of the companies that are working globally, they say they do business in NPL, but basically they purchase real estate. And it's kind of a different business model, and basically they are not working with these ordinary people in debt that their loans we purchase. It's really something different. So we are the only one usually on the local market, let's say like in Mexico or Indonesia, that is coming from abroad. Now there are some new competitors coming during the probably last year, this year, but they are still very far away. Look, in 5 years, I would see MBA Consult as the biggest investment platform in the world that is specializing in NPL portfolios. So local branches of MBA Consult should be present in every part of the world. I would say in the 20 the most populated countries, because we are still looking for the markets with a huge population where people still have low financial literacy, have low access to financial system, and have lack of regulation on these markets. So we should be in there already being able to invest in NPL portfolios, because we have already expertise, knowledges, and been the best-in-class collection agency, the most efficient one. So, and when I say about investment platform, because what do I mean? That now we probably invest a few tens of millions euro yearly in NPL portfolios in different parts of the world, but we should be ready to invest hundreds of millions euro yearly, splitting the risk of investment between different regions, different countries. And the volume of household debts is increasing. And when I say hundreds of millions, I mean billions in the next future stuff, because we also will be looking probably for real estate, for mortgages and all this kind of stuff. And the market will be only developing, legal collection in all those countries will be developing. So we should be helping about maybe few 100 million ordinary people to get out of their debt issue, bringing our investors high returns. Now we have more than 100 million customers in work. I mean, those people who has debt issues, and we are really helping them. And mission is there, so just a few years ahead, and hopefully we will be there. Some people say that we should become a unicorn, but being a unicorn is not a goal, right? It is not a final point. Our final point is to help hundreds of million people to get out of the debt issue. And this is human approach that we are talking about, so it's not about money only or profits or returns. It will also come if you do proper things. But the key point is to help hundreds of million ordinary people to get out of debt issues.
Great. Thank you very much for the interview.
Yeah, very